It's so incredibly profound to know yourself, to know this being. And it's such utter craziness to keep giving this knowing away in order to conform with the world that is delusion. To keep an allegiance with delusion when there is a knowing of this being, there is a knowing. What incredible grace in this lifetime to come to this and to not just jump in with all that you are to this incredible possibility that is being offered. So the fanning of the fire in the heart. The remembrance of what is true. And just because the whole play of the world isn't in the same remembrance, to not conform with the delusion and give the diamond clarity of truth away again and again and again in order to somehow appease the egos, right? It's like setting yourself on fire to keep another ego warm. The invitation of the moment is to be the presence. Invitation of the moment is to be yourself. In this timeless moment. To remember the commitment, sincerity of the heart that is already pure. Pure with the knowing of the essential nature, the truth before everything, the truth before teachings, the truth before lineages, the truth before everything is the truth that is known in the purity of heart. The remembrance of divinity is the natural evolutionary impulse within all beings to remember the light and the glory of perfect love, which is essentially just the wide open, unconditioned, expansive radiance of what we are, what the glory is, and to shine as that glory. As long as there is the sense of the body, to be a beacon of that, like that lantern, right? To shine as that. Have the courage to shine, to not keep dimming, to stand revealed in your brilliance, in your radiance. This is the greatest service and the most incredible grace. Would we give it all away to somehow fit in or make someone else feel comfortable? Every moment an opportunity to confirm the commitment, to bathe in the sincerity, to say yes and 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 only this, to truly allow the bliss to flow We could say for the nervous system to be absolutely drenched in the flow of bliss, always, to not impede the flow, to not resist the flow, but to keep removing all the barriers and obscurations to the flow flowing, the bliss, that nectarine bliss flowing. Living in the absolute radiant remembrance of love. What could be more beautiful? What could be more profound? What could be a greater service to our companions of the collective consciousness? But to be a light that can guide the way out of the darkness of ignorance and the illusion of separation, by not needing to say a thing, but by actually just living this, being this living truth. This is the glory. And it's just to live it right now, right now, right now. No past, no future, no memory, no doing, just now, right now, right now, this living glory, totally radiant as the heart. You already are. Just to be in the celebration, the natural flow of devotion and extraordinary gratitude. Not of someone to something, but just this flow of grace. Falling into itself, falling into itself, falling into itself. Absolutely intoxicated in love with itself. And allowing that bliss to flow and flow and flow within itself. Getting drunk on itself. What could be more beautiful? Mm-hmm.